Assalamualaikum and very good day. Okay, thank you very much for joining this section. Okay, for this session, we want to discuss about the special purpose machine. Yeah, special purpose machine. Now, in here, I more to read this slide by slide. Okay, now there are some type of the special purpose machine will be discussed in here. The first is reluctant motor. The second is hysteresis motor. The third is stepper motor, and the last is permanent magnetic brushless DC motor. Okay, the first we want to discuss about the reluctance motor. Okay, I read uh, a synchronous induction motor. Okay, as in the introduction, a synchronous induction motor. The rotor has lines, poles, and a cage so that it starts like an induction motor and runs like a synchronous motor. Use soft magnet rotor that it is magnetized by the application of current in the stator coils. The magnet is spun by a three-phase AC motor with no rotor voltage. The gear teeth are designed to increase the magnetic flux, driving the rotor yeah, while providing a symmetry that give it the rotational acceleration. Permeability of the rotor provide a significant increase in inductive power. Full solution of Faraday's law with time and velocity dependence. Yeah, now so meanings we can see here it is a type of the slide. It is the reluctant motor. Okay, yeah. Now meanings uh, is constructed by the stator and rotor. Okay, stator is constructed by the some poles, yeah, that connected to the AC source can be a single phase or three phase. Okay, yeah, meaning here the stator, yeah, is constructed by the winding. Now, so will produce the magnetic wheel and produce the rotating magnetic, yeah, until arrive the rotor, yeah. Now, so the rotor here can be a Salience square cage rod type of the rotor, yeah, here. Now, so will arrive the rotor. Now, so the rotor will move. The principal operation based on the reluctance. Yeah, reluctance mean uh, 1 over Henry lah. Yeah, we can see this part. Okay, now so when the rotor move here, yeah, to start like induction motor, and when they run like the synchronous motor, it like a synchronous motor, but it's different in the rotor here. It's not constructed by the rotor winding and not connected to the excitation system. Okay, now so we can see here more. It is a single phase synchronous motor which does not require DC excitation to the rotor. Its operation is based on the following principle. Whenever a pitch ferromagnetic material is located in a magnetic field, a force is exerted on the material tending to align the material so the reluctance of the magnetic path that passes through the material is minimum. Okay, now so look at this one. Yeah, in this one, when it is supplied by one single phase, yeah, now so will produce the uh, there are four pole, yeah, two north and two south, yeah, and then this same here will construct by the rotor is construct by the Salience square K meaning barbar. It's construct. It's the type of the fall of the rotor here. Now, so not to so here goes to here, and then kin not come goes to the so here, and not goes to the so here, not to go goes to the short here, and then like the reveal and attract. of the rotor here. Now, so the rotor can move. Yeah. Okay. Now, so its construct, we repeat again. Okay, that the reluctant motor, also called synchronous reluctant motor, consists of the first a stator carrying a single phase winding along with an auxiliary winding to produce a synchronous revolving magnetic wheel. Yeah, and then rotor is squirrel cage. Squirrel cage meaning some bar are contract on the rotor. Having unsymmetrical magnetic construction, this is achieved by symmetrical removing some of the teeth from the squirrel cage rotor. The produce salient falls on the rotor, as shown in previous figure. Yeah, previous figure here, yeah, 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 like the salient, and then some of the teeth have been produced on the rotor. The salient force created on the rotor must be equal to the force of the stator, meaning if it is pole of the stator, the number of the pole of the rotor is also pole. Yeah. Okay, now so operation here, I just read here. Yeah. The first, when the single phase stator having an auxiliary winding is energized, a synchronous revolving field is produced. The motor starts as a standard squirrel cage induction motor and will accelerate to near its synchronous speed. Okay, to near synchronous speed. As the rotor approaches synchronous speed, the rotor stator flux will exert a reluctant torque on the rotor fold, tending to align the salient fold axis with the axis of the rotating wheel. The rotor assumes position where its salient fold lock with the fold of the revolving wheel. Yeah, the motor will continue to run at the speed of the revolving at the synchronous speed. Yeah. When we apply a mechanical load, the rotor fold falls slightly behind the stator fold while continuing to turn at synchronous speed. As the load on the motor is increased, the mechanical angle between the pole increase progressively. Nevertheless, magnetic attraction keeps the rotor locked to the rotating flux. If the load is increased beyond the amount under which the reluctant torque can maintain synchronous speed. Yeah, the rotor drop out step with the revolving field. The speed then drop to some value at which the slip S is sufficient to develop the necessary torque to driven the load by inductive motor action. Yeah, meaning, yeah, I repeat again. When the single phase stator having auxiliary winding energized, yeah, meaning one single phase enter or current enter to the or a stator winding, yeah, energized. So synchronous revolving field is produced. Motor start, yeah, motor start as standard squirrel cage induction motor and will accelerate to near its synchronous speed. Yeah, when synchronous speed, yeah, and then yeah, the the reluctant torque will occur. Yeah, until the maximum synchronous speed achieved. After that, the motor can move, and then after, if the rotor is connected to the mechanical load, and normally the speed will drop. Yeah. Okay, and then characteristic of reluctant motor. This motor have a poor torque, poor power factor, and also poor efficiency. This motor cannot accelerate high inertial loads to synchronous speed. Yeah, to full in and full out torque of such motor are weak. Now, so we can uh, conclude that the reluctant motors has a poor torque, poor power factor, and also efficiency. Yeah, okay. It is the reluctant motor, and the second is hysteresis motor. Yeah, yeah, same. Yeah, the hysteresis motor. Yeah, is constructed by the stator and also rotor. Yeah, uh, the 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 stator Yeah, the stator is supplied by one single piece. Yeah, the single piece here, like here, single piece. Yeah, now so the rotor is constructed from the ferromagnetic material. Yeah, ferromagnetic material and hard core here. Yeah. Now so the same. Yeah, the stator will produce the rotating magnetic wheel and arrive the rotor. Now, so the rotor also produce the magnetic. Now, and then the rotor produce the rotor magnetic flux, yeah, with the direction like this one, and also the direction of the stator like this one, yeah. Mean we can say that the uh, the axis of magnetic rotor leg, yeah, behind the axis of the stator wheel. Now, so we can see here legs with the angle alpha, yeah, like this one alpha. Now, so after that the motor will move. The move with the torque given like this one. Yeah. Torque is equal to flux S flux R multiply sinus alpha. Yeah. Flux S is stator flux and flux R is rotor flux. And then here alpha is angle between the stator flux and rotor flux. Yeah, this one. Okay, and then the characteristic of the hysteresis motor, yeah, a hysteresis motor can synchronize any load, which it can accelerate no matter how great the inertia. It is because the torque is uniform from standstill to synchronous speed. Yeah, since the rotor has no teeth or silent pole or winding, a hysteresis motor is inherent weight and produce smooth rotation of the load. The rotor take on the same number of the poles as the stator field. Yeah? Thus, by changing the number of the stator pole through fold changing connection, we can get a set of synchronous speed for the motor. Okay, it is for the hysteresis motor, and then next is stepper motor. Yeah, now hysteresis motor can be applied in the for the driving electric clock, timing device, and then tape deck. Yeah. So we can decide then for the clock lah, electrical clock here. Here using the hysteresis motor. Okay, and then stepper motor. Okay. A stepper motor is a special type of synchronous motor which is designed to rotate a specific number of degrees, yeah, for every electric pulse received by its control unit. A stepper motor is a digital version of the electrical motor. Yeah, the rotor moves in discrete steps as commanded, rather than rotating continuously like a conventional motor. When stopped but energized, a stepper motor holds its load steady with a holding torque. Yeah, these motors are used in the many control system and position application. Yeah, since the position a shaft of the other piece of machinery can be controlled precisely. Yeah. Now, so the mechanical step, okay, delta M is devised, yeah, is stated by this one. Yeah. Delta M is equal to 2 over P multiply theta E. Yeah. The theta E is one cycle electric degree rotor's position. Yeah, is equal to 360 degree over number of motor multiply pole pitch. Yeah, this one. And P in here is number of pole. Yeah, and then when we want to know the 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 pulse, yeah, the electrical rotation speed or receiving rate pulse of control, yeah, is given by this one. Yeah, uh, mechanical rotation speed. Okay, and M is equal to 1 over 3P multiply the electrical rotation speed. Yeah, yeah, here. Okay, we can see for the example. For a particular application, a three-phase stepper motor must be capable of stepping in 10-degree increments. How many poles must it have? Yeah, now so yeah, we the first we can calculate the mechanical step, mechanical this one, yeah, the mechanical step delta m using this formulation, and then we have to know for the delta E here, yeah, for the electrical step. For the three-phase stepper motor, its pulse advance the rotor position by 60 electrical degree, yeah? Meaning delta E in here is 60 degree. Now, so the first we want to find the number of fall, because in here we have to find the number of fall here, yeah, number of fall, and then uh, uh, we can obtain the value of number of fall, number of from this formulation. Yeah, delta m is equal to 2 over p delta E. Now, so p is equal to 2 multiply delta E over delta m is equal to 2 multiply 60 degree from here divided by 10 degree. Now, so we have 12 volts. Yeah. Now, so for the rotation speed 600 RPM. Now, so we can calculate the number of pulse, yeah, per second. Now, so by using this formulation, yeah, in here that the n pulse is equal to 3p multiply mechanical speed. Yeah, now so 3 multiply number of volt is 12 volts multiply rotation speed is 600 revolution per minute. Now so we obtain 21,600 pulse per minute. 1 minute is 60 seconds. Now, so we can obtain 360 pulse per second. Okay, the last is brushless DC motor. Yeah, as introduction, conventional DC motor are highly efficient and their characteristic make them suitable for use as servo motor. However, their only drawback is that they need a commutator and brushes, which are subjected to wear and require maintenance. And so this DC motor is no brush or brushless. When the function of commutator and brush were implemented, a solid state switch maintenance free motor were released. These motor are now on These motor are now known as brushless DC motor. Okay. Yeah, the construction of motor brushless motor is very similar to the AC motor known as permanent magnet synchronous motor. The figure 5.1 illustrate the structure of the typical three-phase brushless DC motor. Yeah, now this one. Yeah, this one it is the typical of the three-phase brushless DC motor. Okay, it is from the three-phase with the neutral here, and it is winding of the stator. It is the permanent magnet of the rotor, and this one is Hall elements. Yeah, the position sensor Hall element is used to switch the energized starter coil. Yeah, this one. Yeah. Okay, and then the application, yeah, some of the major advantages include relative high efficiency, long life in high reliability, little or no maintenance, very little RF noise compared to a DC motor with brushes. Very high speed are possible, yeah, greater than 50,000 RPM. Okay, thank you very much.